Hi guys, and welcome back to Neil on Sunday podcast with me, Chris, and my beautiful wife, Rebecca.
Hi.
Hi, honey.
Is that sun going to really annoy
That sun
you?
is going to annoy me. Guys, we are not in the bird studio anymore. We are at home in our new podcast studio, which is not complete by any stretch of the imagination. But we are home.
What? Can I ask what the purpose of this is?
To play music while I'm building more stuff back there.
Excellent.
It's just there for decoration, honey, because otherwise...
This is the decoration?
Otherwise, it's just going to be telephones and such like. So hopefully you guys, if you are watching this on YouTube, you get to see us on our new slider, which I really think is cool. We have a massive lantern here. One thing we didn't take into consideration is blinds, and I am being blinded by the ball of sunshine that is
We
in the
don't
sky.
usually have sunshine. This is like the second day of sunshine we've had since we've moved here. So
Yes, and it's been great. There's nothing better than having a little bit of sunshine. It just means you can be outdoors. Subsequently to that, it means you have to vacuum 5 times a day because I traipse mud, and the dogs traipse mud into the house.
And talking of dogs, they could be barking and ruckus at any moment. I'm watching Dakota sniff around because the whole idea of doing it in this room was that we could shut them out. If we shut them out, they'll make more noise.
Yeah.
And scratch at the doors and
So hopefully Dakota is just going to
here.
settle down.
come here.
Bailey's already on lap. Happy New Year, guys. Today is January 2nd. We are at home chilling like a couple of villains. We're going to have breakfast in a little bit. And Chris is going to do some DIY. Honey, what are you doing for the rest of the day? I know we're jumping ahead.
I'm just kind of just doing boring admin stuff.
Yeah, we're still doing stuff. We hope you guys have had an amazing time off if you have had some time off. And today, I'm just going to get into it. We are going to get into one of the juiciest episodes ever. We are going to answer your questions and comments on YouTube, on Instagram, and just in general.
It's not really that juicy. We're just going to go through comments and things from the last...
From previous videos from the last year or so.
Yeah.
And hopefully everything is picked up well. We have brand new microphones. Oh. And I'm about to show you some unreleased merch.
This is not unreleased merch. This is from your Secret Santa.
We got some new microphones, but mine just doesn't work at all, so that's got to go back. So I had to go in first thing this morning to pick up these old, rackety old microphones from the podcast studio. And I seen it and I thought to myself, God, this was a beautiful pod studio, but this is going to be even better after we change extra things. Sulcan Room Pink, some sconces. You know, you guys know. Honey, we have been out of the business for most of the Christmas break, and what have we been up to?
Just moving house. Getting the house ready.
No, the guys know that. They know that.
What else?
You want to tell them about Christmas and stuff like that?
We had Christmas.
Your family come over, and let's be honest, let's just cut to the chase. What was the best bit of Christmas?
The food?
Chris's goose.
The food was great.
Chris's goose. No. And hang on. You should have said Chris's goose and I'd have said no, but darling, actually, your Brussels gratin, what was it? Oh, Dak has found a bit of paper. And he's ripping it up because that's what Dak the Destroyer does. Anyway, so...
Brussels sprout gratin.
Brussels sprout gratin. Mm-hmm. It was delicious.
It was really good.
I'm surprised that there's still some left in the fridge a couple of days later because we could easily have had that with anything.
It was really good.
Do you know what I think that'd be great with?
Gammon.
Gammon steaks.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Because I was going to say that and then I realised, do you know Americans and Canadians don't have gammon steaks? So if you listen to this from America, which a percentage of you do, smaller than the UK but larger than everywhere else, you guys don't have gammon steaks. And let me describe gammon steaks to you. Imagine like the thickest thick cut bacon that you guys have, but it's from a non-fatty part of the pig and it's round.
Yeah, they just don't really understand bacon stuff either though, so.
But you love American style bacon?
I do. Crispy bacon, I love. We call that streaky bacon here. You guys just call it bacon, we call it streaky bacon.
Yeah, because we have back bacon.
And it was New Year and we did absolutely nothing and I've been sick, so.
Yeah.
I feel like I've had that super flu that's going around, but like a very, very mild version of it.
I have a different opinion. I think Rebecca is so boring these days. That
oh my God, see if you say it one more time.
To ensure that no fun happens, her body shuts down and she wheezes out of her bumhole.
Wow. Just tell it like it is.
Tell it like it is.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. That's really nice.
But honey, you look absolutely beautiful today. Yesterday she looked like a bag of crap.
My skin is so bad right now.
My skin is so beautiful right
I just keep getting spots on my forehead. Anybody knows how to fix that, please tell me.
You need to stop being a teenager. Yeah.
That's it.
That's the advantage of what happens when you get older. You become less of a hormonal teenager, but sometimes your skin just breaks out.
Honestly, recently it's just been terrible. I just can't get rid of these spots on my forehead.
So the sun is absolutely beating in my eyes there. So I'm going to ask you questions so I can divert away from the microphone in a second. One thing that we did order when we first moved to this house, the very first day, the first weekend we were here, we moved in on the Friday, and by the Friday evening, Saturday evening, you had ordered curtains.
Oh, yeah.
Curtains for the whole entire house. And for these windows here, which is a tiny little window, there's no point buying curtains, but we did buy curtains for this one, right?
Yes, we did. It's literally at 1 foot wide.
Yeah.
If that.
We should have not. We should have just bought blinds, cheap blinds, put in here blackout blinds actually for the pod. So, yeah.
Yeah, so the best part about those curtains is that being me, I put them in my basket and I forgot to press pay. Well, no, what happened was Chris was going to give me a specific card to pay on, and then we both forgot. So then I woke up the next morning and I realised, oh no, I haven't ordered them. And the day before was the last day for pre-Christmas delivery. It was, in fact, it was the day we moved in.
Yeah.
It was the 5th.
Yeah.
The 5th of December. So that was the last day for guaranteed pre-Christmas delivery. So I messaged them the next day, or I phoned them, I think, the next day. I don't know what it was. And I said, look, I've just missed the delivery. No, that was on the Saturday. I phoned them on the Monday and I said, look, I've placed the order on the Saturday, which was the 6th. I know I've missed the 5th by about 12 hours, if that. Do you think it might still be possible for pre-Christmas delivery? She said, honestly, I don't know. I was like, okay, fine. So I'll wait and find out. I get an email during the week. So bear in mind, today is what, the 2nd of January? 2nd of January. Got an email during the week, so it's after Christmas, saying that our there's been a delay and our delivery is now not estimated until February.
So we currently don't have curtains in our house.
So how can I have missed just by a few hours pre-Christmas delivery and then suddenly it's 6 weeks after? So I emailed them and I was like, look, I think I'm just going to cancel order. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, in Scotland, for the most part, it's dark right now by 4 p.m. And the sun doesn't come up. I was driving to work today to pick up these mics. And it was just before 9 and the sun was just like rising
so
up over
9 till like 3:30, 3:45.
Yeah, it's dark. So it's fine. So when you go to bed and take all your clothes off and run about naked, people don't see you. It's fine. It's completely fine. If this was the summer and in Scotland it doesn't get dark.
Oh my God. Well, we would just be both sleeping with eye masks.
Yeah. So well, hopefully February comes around quick. So you didn't cancel the order, you get 10% back, right?
I have got 10% back apparently.
Cool.
Yeah. Because I said I was just going to cancel. They were like, we'll give you a 10% refund. I was like, fine, make it quick.
Did you get any nice gifts for Christmas?
Didn't really.
Okay, I'll move on to me.
Okay.
My secret Santa Claus. See what I did?
Love it.
Santa Claus got me a baseball cap because she knows that when my hair is messy or it is raining outside, I wear a baseball cap. So Santa Claus got me, look at this on YouTube. If you're not, I'll describe it to you. It's a black trucker cap and it says, it's got the nail order Halo Stack logo on it, but it is iridescent silver, which matches a football top I've got. It says,
wow.
Yeah, so she's obviously seen that.
She actually said that it was all that she had, but sure.
Doesn't matter. I'm going to suggest that Santa Claus custom made this.
They did.
Custom made this. But I'm just going to ask a question, right? Should we go hard on merch?
No.
Because we used to sell bucket loads of it.
Right.
But
the same 5 people or 4 people will say yes, and then we'll be left with all the merch.
The problem is sizes. I don't think we do jumpers and stuff. I think we stick to aprons, hats. Is there something that maybe arrived in the warehouse?
How often do you pick up an apron?
Me?
Mm-hmm. When was the last time you picked up an apron?
Just a couple of days ago. Literally, an Indigo nailing it, Dungaree one. And the only reason because I kept scanning the barcode.
That's weird because I picked up one of them as well.
Oh, well, maybe we've just sold 2 in the last month or whatever.
We don't sell hardly any.
Yeah. And we did have other hats come to the warehouse and it was supposed to be pre-Christmas to be gifted and given away for Christmas gifts.
Yes, they were meant to be in the Boxing Day thing,
and
but
they arrived on New Year's Eve, which was unfortunate.
They're really cute though, so go check them out. The Nail Order beanie.
Are they on sale?
They're on sale.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have we sold any?
I don't know.
I'll tell you something right now. It is 2 degrees Celsius outside, which is 37 degrees Fahrenheit.
Lows of -1.
Yeah, it is chilly. I was out first thing this morning and it's windy right now, so when you get a gust of wind, you get that wind chill factor that people talk about.
We've sold 2.
So That must have been the same people who bought the aprons. All right. So in today's show, we're going to be talking about, or we're going to be reading some of the comments on the YouTube videos, Instagram messages, and just general questions that
you've got Instagram messages as well, have you?
From my brain. But yes, some people ask that. Yeah. And some people ask us the same questions over and over again. So I'm just going to get to that very first one.
Oh, okay, go then.
How do you guys work together?
I want to do a whole episode on this, and I think we'll do that as the next episode. I have seen people saying it would be really great for you guys to do like episodes not based on nails. I think we should just make them more like general business related. Yes,
a lot of people have said that. Actually, that's going to be one of the comments.
Good, yeah. So I think that's going to be good.
Now, I believe it's not set in stone, but I believe that we're going to have a podcast with some other people in the future.
Hopefully. Episode. Not an actual just podcast with other people.
No, an episode of this podcast with other people in the nail industry later this year. And I believe that we should hang off until then because I think that would be apt.
I don't know. What, to talk about how do we work together?
As couples in business. Yeah, so if you know, you know. And if you're listening, thanks.
But I think Chris and I have a head start with working together because we've always worked together. Chris and I met working together.
Yes.
So we've always been in that mindset. I can't imagine going as a couple who'd never worked together to like suddenly working together. I think that would be really difficult.
There's some things that impress me about women. Normally beautiful redheads like my wife over there. But also, when you see this person's name, Rebecca, whatever her maiden name was, always at the top of the score sheets at phones for you. You
were like, who is this girl?
Yeah, who is this girl?
So we got ranked every month. We had to be green every single month. If you weren't green 3 months in a row, I think you had some sort of like disciplinary, like looked at your performance. Green meant you weren't hitting your own personal targets. But I was gold every single month. Gold was way above green. Gold meant you were exceptional.
And did you get an extra 25% commission or something like that?
I can't remember. Do you know why? Because it was never about the money. I cannot honestly remember what the financial benefits were, but I just wanted that personal success of being gold.
For me as a manager, I always wanted gold members on my team. And there was a couple in the shop that I was in. Rebecca was in a different shop, and you can always see other people in the region score. And I always thought to myself, who is this girl? Because she's always gold. And then I went to Rebecca's shop to look after it for a couple of days. And I got a chance to meet her and hang out with her. And
the rest is history.
Been in love ever since. Are you picking parts out of Bailey?
No, I'm just looking at his little growth that he has.
Yeah, excellent.
It's a little red and angry looking.
For me, I think it is easy for us to work together. However, I would say some of the staff struggle with us working together.
Yes, and I feel like often now when new people come in, we will say things. Well, I think we should actually make more of a point of saying it, that like we will have arguments, but you just need to ignore us.
Yeah.
Like it does just happen. It happened in the office the other day and I thought, I wonder if that was awkward for the rest of the staff, but actually they've been here long enough and should know us well enough to actually not give a flying fudge.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think we say nicer things, but I know I definitely try to say nicer things to you, specifically in the office.
Oh, right. So you're fake in front of people.
No, compared to what I used to. Before I used to just think, oh, I really want to kiss her right now. Now just go do it.
I don't know. I think you often speak to me really bad.
Oh, absolutely. Terrible. I will speak to you worse than I'll speak to anybody else.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt about it.
But that's because...
And I always say, I would never speak to you like that. I don't speak to you like garbage in front of people. Oh, thank you, Dakota. He said he agrees. He agrees.
He hears all the time.
You're a good boy, Dakota. You say, hey, don't be bad to my mama. Or was he protecting you there? I don't know.
I don't know. Same with me. It's actually, do you know what? This is everything I dreamed of, just being able to chill here. I think this boom arm is terrible. And it was supposed to be a long and out one, so it was away from everything. It's not. It's terrible. Don't always trust Amazon reviews.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, yes, I think, like Chris said, I think often it can actually be harder for the other people around us, for us working together, than it is for ourselves because we're just used to it. What I will say is, though, right, recently... Chris left early, like one day because of like the house and stuff. And I felt so excited because I felt like, ooh, I can be in charge now.
It's all mine.
Because Chris is so goddamn particular about the way that he thinks he wants things done. And let me tell you, it is definitely not always the right way for things to be done. There's often a much better way for things to be done. That is the benefit of being like distance bias. Do you know what I mean by that? Like you're far enough away that you can see a better way to do something.
Absolutely.
But try telling Chris that.
It's usually because I've tried that. And I usually end up on not necessarily the quickest or easiest way to do things, but just the way that it should be done.
Right, shall I do the first question that I've got?
Go for it. Also, I just need to preface this by saying I hate like reading off screens and phones, especially me because I'm dyslexic. I think it's terrible for podcasts and stuff like that. It'd be great if we just cut straight to it. So I might edit some of the bits out where Rebecca's going,
Wow. Okay, excellent. It is also quite hard to read the comments because it's like trying to edit it as I read it.
See?
I would love an episode or a mention on how to approach and apply for working in a salon / renting a desk. What kind of red flags should we look for? What green flags? What questions should we ask at interviews?
As in,
if you were going to rent a space somewhere.
Oh, right, okay.
I think number one.
Well, first of all, if you're going to rent a space, are you interviewing them or are they interviewing you? Because realistically, it should be an interview. It should be a meeting. And that's the way to go into it, that you're equal. Because you are providing them with cash.
For sure.
You know, and they're providing you what should be a roof over your head. So it's kind of like that transaction of being like a landlord / tenant.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it goes without saying doing a recce of their social media, but you'll have done that before you even get to the point where you've applied for somewhere. You'll have done that. So we don't even need to go over that. I think walk in and imagine, look at everything as if you're the client.
100. I was just about to say, I was going to let you finish and then say that.
Yeah.
Be a client.
Yep.
And if you can pick out certain things that you do not like, you can either address them at the meeting, or that's the red flag. You know,
I probably wouldn't even address them at the meeting. Like, what's the point? It's their setup. It's their business. They're not going to change it because you, some randomer, came and said something. Do you know what I mean? Even if what you're saying is completely valid and absolutely as it should be, it doesn't matter. So first things first, if they've got a waiting area, sit yourself at the waiting area. Well, first, see how they welcome you as they come in. They are probably not going to know who you are by the way that you look. See how they welcome you. Sit yourself at the waiting area, look around, see if you see mess and dirt and grime.
Always look at the corners of the floor to see if there's a build-up of crap.
Listen to how they are interacting with the clients. Are they talking to each other? Are they talking to the clients? Hate that when you go somewhere and they're just having a conversation between each other. You were actually talking about that yesterday at, was it B&Q?
Yep, hardware store. I was carrying like big bits of lumber to build something in here. And I'm waiting, and the girls are having a conversation. I'm thinking to myself, surely you must turn around and think to yourself, God, that wood's probably heavy. I should maybe just tend to that person. But it doesn't make a difference. If I'm standing there, I've come into your place of work. Trust me, I do not want to talk to you. So if I am waiting to speak to you, it's probably something quite important. You know?
So yeah, just look at all those interactions. Look for cleanliness. Those are like the real basics, because if those aren't right, you can't fix that. Yeah. Because it's not your business. It's not your place to fix it. And if you mention anything, they're not going to look at that very good, I don't think. After that, you've got general practices and things like that. So if that all seems good, and then it comes into general practices, one of the girls who works for us, she works in a salon. It's a non-standard salon.
What do you mean?
It's a non-standard salon, but it's a non-standard salon. Like, we've worked in a non-standard salon before. So I know that she's had like issues with the way that things are done and mentioned that, but they don't care. So it's kind of difficult because, again, you're not going to change the way that they do things. It's their business and they are within their rights to say, well, no, it's not my business and I'm doing it the way that I want to do it. That's
the hardest part when you've just said it, their business. So yes, it's their salon, but it's not their business if you're taking trade, if you're bringing your customers in. Does that make it?
Yeah, and this is where like the whole self-employed thing, the lines become so blurry when it comes to service providers such as nail technicians, lash technicians, hairdressers, etc., etc. Also,
what you'll find is, sorry to interrupt, if you work in a salon where people are employed and you're self-employed, people who are employed will get favours. You know, client comes in, not booked in, they're free. They'll get ushered over to that person.
I think what it comes down to is if you are self-employed, you have the right to do the treatments as you want to, use the products as you want to, take the time that you want to, charge what you want to, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would basically just think to myself, what is it I like about this place and what do I don't like about this place? And if you can favour the things that you do like about it. Even things like the music. See if they're bumping out like, I don't know, WAP. I'd be like, that's a green flag. You know, these people know how to jam, you know?
Yeah.
But again, it's like, see people listen to Christmas music in November, I'd be like, this is not the place for me.
It's not, nothing's going to be perfect if it's not your own. So remember, there's always going to be sacrifices that have to be made. That's what I would say about it.
All right. Somebody just a day ago commented on one of our videos. It was a year-end review and said, love this one looking back for the full year. Nail order has helped me immensely as a nail tech, and this has just highlighted my year being able to leave my full-time job that I've done for 22 years to set up my own business. Thank you, Becca, Chris, and the team for the products, the training, the information provided. So that's Pauline.
Oh, Pauline.
That was a beautiful comment, and I'm so glad that the stuff that we do has made your life change, hopefully for the better.
Well, what's funny is that earlier I was on TikTok and I saw a nail tech. She doesn't use our products, she uses another brand's products. And she was asking for help from the nail tech community, saying that she's just been made redundant from her job. She does nails on the side. What should she do? What should she do? And I would say, if you've already dipped your toe in, go for it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
See if you can make a go of it.
I think sometimes, like Rebecca and I are really good at this, we seize opportunities. You know, you can just see like a little glimmer of something. We're like, screw it, let's just go for it. It might not work out, but quite often these opportunities present themselves from nowhere and you've got to take them. The fact that you've got some experience as a nail tech, you know, and you've been made redundant, maybe that's just the world.
The universe telling you something.
Just giving you that little push, well, tapping the bum and saying, let's get going.
Yep.
You know?
Well, good luck, Pauline. Good luck with your journey. 22 years in a different career and changing. It's got to be scary, but absolutely. Great. Really good for you.
Yeah. And if you do need any help, we're probably not the people who do it.
No, always reach out. Okay, I've got a great question. Why does every single person who makes YouTube videos of themselves talking have a neon sign?
I've seen that one. Did you see the comment I put underneath it?
I didn't.
The comment was put underneath it. It's a prerequisite. That's the only way you get monetized.
Right, I see.
You know, yeah. Thought that was quite funny.
Okay. Guys, can you do an episode on what you would do / recommend as a self-employed nail technician who suffers with chronic pain, brackets endometriosis, but mine is daily, and mental health conditions that can affect you and running a business? I'm a mobile nail tech, which is extremely hard, but I don't have the facilities to work from home. I've not got the client base yet to rent a space. Any recommendations would be great. Number one, being mobile must be so difficult. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't want to do it. I would hate it. Just touching back briefly on what we talked about earlier about being like self-employed in a space, there are opportunities where you can go in self-employed somewhere and there is an existing clientele. Now, it's not going to be extremely favorable in terms of the split and things like that. You are going to be, I would say, veering on being employed slightly more, but it is still on a self-employed basis. But that is maybe a really, really good option. And lastly, when it comes to the mental health and chronic pain, mental health, obviously we did a episode on mental health not that long ago. It's something that most people have to deal with on a frequent basis. The degree in which they have to deal with it is different for everybody. But I would say that if you are going to be self-employed, a self-employed service provider, you have to be aware of your own capabilities. And if you think that either because of your mental health or because of your medical conditions, pain, etc., that you are going to be letting down your clients, it might not be the career for you. As hard as that sounds and as awful as it is to say, it is the truth. I've always been very much, I will not let people down. I won't, no matter how bad my mental health is, and I suffer with my mental health. No matter how ill I am, I don't have any chronic pain conditions or anything like that, but I've been at work with food poisoning. And I can remember like doing eyebrows and literally saying to the clients, every client that came in, if I run out, this is why. I can't stand letting people down. So when you're a service provider, you don't know why somebody's getting something done. It might be for a wedding, it might be for a holiday, it's a special occasion. So I just really don't like letting people down. So you might need to question whether it's the right thing for you.
I love that you said that, because a lot of people wouldn't, especially probably people quite close to that person. They'll butter it up. They'll tell them the nice things. Like, oh, you can do this. Mm-hmm. You're looking at it from a decent standpoint where if you're letting people down, it's never going to be good for you or your business.
It's not.
And it's never going to be good for your mental health.
It's not.
You know, if you find out that you've let somebody down because of the pain that you're in, and it's, you know, the most important day of their life, potentially like a wedding day or something like that, you know, they'll make a big song and dance out of it,
And it's
which
going to
will
make your
affect
mental health
your
worse.
mental health.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just a perpetual cycle. So if your mental health is bad and you know it doesn't matter, I know that I'm still going to turn up to work. That for me personally, those are my circumstances. My mental health has never stopped me from leaving the house. I would never let it win like that. But if you aren't able to do that, because it's so bad, then again, it might just not be the thing for you.
And I think there is like nail adjacent things you could be doing that could potentially
For
work
sure,
out better
press on nails.
I was going to press on nails.
Yeah,
but not only that. See, like, I know colleges are screaming out for teachers. You know, I don't know if maybe that's a route you'd maybe think about going down.
But then you've got the whole like you don't turn up to work and then you're letting their education down. So I probably wouldn't recommend that.
The reason I was saying that is because quite often there is substitute teachers that can fill in.
I don't think it's really the same when it comes to like college type things. But I would say press on nails would be a really, really good route because it's something that genuinely can be done more in your own, like,
on time.
Not own time, but it can take as long as you need to take.
You can set your hours based on, so for instance, if you know that in the morning, you know, it takes you till maybe say 1 p.m. to get going, you know, whereas a lot of salons are going to want you in before 1 because that's when they have clients coming in, whereas you could maybe work into the night or something like that, or change it around.
You don't even need to get dressed to do it.
I know, look at us, literally in the pajamas. And
you can literally sit and do it. You don't need to get dressed. You don't need to get showered. You don't need to face anybody. You don't need to talk to anybody.
Sometimes you can just put on a podcast, your favourite podcast, like and subscribe.
I actually think that's a really good piece of advice, Chris. Look for nail adjacent things. And I think bring a press on nail artist, which is really, really popular these days, would be a really great avenue for somebody who had really bad mental health problems and chronic pain or other conditions.
Also, other things like content creation. It might not be the route that you want to go down, but again, it's things that you can do potentially.
Yes, but if you're doing content creation, you're making content for a brand, they run to
a schedule.
And if I think of myself as the person who runs a brand, and if we had somebody who was constantly letting us down timing wise because of their mental health or their medical conditions, obviously you give people a different amount of leeway depending on things, but you can't be constantly let down. It's just not going to work long term, and you would have to sever those ties at some point.
Yeah.
You know,
for instance, if we get someone externally to do a video, normally it's for a product launch, and that product launch will be coming up in a few weeks. So if you give them, let's say, a week to be able to get that edit to you so that you can then chop bits up or do something like that, and they can't provide it at that time, number one, you might have put the effort in already, but you've not finalised the edit, and they're not going to pay you for it, and that's going to affect your mental health. It's just all these tiny little things that you've got to kind of think about. But the main thing, I hate to say it, is you've got to put yourself in other people's position. If they're paying you, whether that be a client, a salon, a brand, someone like that, if you're letting them down, they're probably going to stop wanting to work with you, you know? Mm-hmm. So you've just got to flip things around and work it in a way where it works best for you, in a way where you're not letting people down. Does that make sense? Talking about content creation, do you mind if I?
Go, your turn.
Zoya Mac.
Yeah. Commented
in one of our videos when we were talking about sizes of like press-on nails, just we're talking about press-on nails there, saying that Zoya only takes a size 1, 2, 3, or 8. I think you and I were talking about doing a stock count, and mostly it's 5, 6, and 7s that we do. I know. And she needs triple zeros for her thumbs. Now, we do double zeros for thumbs and some. Would you ever go to triple zeros?
No, because you would never sell them. You just wouldn't.
Yeah, it's the problem is the mould, the goddamn mould. See, realistically, if we could go back in time and start to redevelop all of our old moulds into new ones, what we should really do is do like a triple zero, double zero, 0, 1, 2, 3, then do doubles of the 4s, triples of the 5s. No?
Yeah. No. Okay. It's just so difficult. There's so much wastage with tips. It's a nightmare.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
excellent.
Good. Could you share the link to the Amex blog? I've been using the card but don't know how to turn the points into flights.
Oh, the Amex blog. I did look for that and then I got sidetracked. If you just go onto Substack and just search nail order Amex, but I'll try and find that comment. In fact, I'll put it under here. If you know, you know.
So somebody, it was Sally actually. Sally Davis Blair was asking.
Sally Davis Jr. Right, okay, I'm just going to tell you something. Sally Davis Jr. comments in every single video. I'm going to probably read several of them out, and I just want to say thank you so much for sharing. Sally is probably one of the most honest people. If she doesn't agree with Rebecca, which is most of the time, she says that.
Wow. That's nice.
Go on, hi.
There's a few things within this one comment, but I'm going to go with the first one right now, which is, did we say that extensions were okay to use for toenails, or is it best not to? I've done it for a client before as press-ons, but can they be gel adhered? Now, what I will say is, if you have a permanently damaged toenail and there is no coming back from it, then go ahead. That is no problem. Otherwise, I would try and avoid it as much as possible, only because whilst there is a bit of flexibility, and there is a bit of flexibility, there isn't a huge amount of flexibility. So it kind of goes back to the old builder gel argument. So if the toenail is permanently damaged, it ain't growing, it ain't coming back, go ahead, no problem. Otherwise, stick with something like Gel.
Where did you live in Northern Ireland, Becca?
Londonderry.
Londonderry?
Mm-hmm.
What's the postcode there? BT? Don't know.
It's really random.
Always going to every Northern Ireland postcode is BT. So I just start.
Great. Excellent.
I used to work in Sally's. Oh, this is Karina. Karina, hi. I used to work in Sally's, and I'd actively tell non-professional customers they cannot buy the products here, and give them hairstylist / nail tech recommendations. It always gave me an absolute fear watching them buy 2am London gels and 40 volume bleach, if you know, you know, and they hadn't had the product training. This is one that we did on should non-pros be using professional, like buying gels off TikTok and stuff like that. Now, I'll be honest with you. I've been into Sally's with our Sally's card that we got when we had Piranha Pedi, which was fish pedicures. We got it through insurance liability. Still got that same card. It's still registered to Piranha Pedi. And I have bought a multitude of things with it. Everything from lashes, glue, nail stuff, 40 vol, no training at all.
Yeah, but you weren't using it to use it yourself, although now you are. You were buying it for the salon.
Yeah. But
for people who were qualified.
They don't question it. The only thing they say is, how's Becca?
Who says that?
The staff. And the Paisley one, because they remember you from
Really?
back in the days. But also what I think is, it says Piranha Pedi and it probably registers your name. So I think they just ask, how's Becca? Just to see if we're still married.
Right, okay.
You know?
And you're not just off with the card.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now, granted, I do go in and I have usually nail order branded like merch and stuff in. And do you know nobody has asked, oh, where'd you get that jumper? Or something like that, you know? Which is weird because you'd think they'd look at it and go, oh, where did you get that?
Mm.
You know?
Do you remember when we were going to be next to Sally's? That was the unit that we wanted.
Every time I'm in Sally's, I look at it and think to myself,
thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
Thank God.
That was tiny.
Perfect example of things happening for a reason. Right, what else we got here? Somebody said, not finished watching this yet, but I just wanted to say, please advertise your brand bundle. I didn't even know you had it, and I've recently rebranded to you. Had I have known, I'd have definitely got one so I could get the conversion course too. Such good value for money. So we've actually taken the brand bundles off sale now, but we have the SRS, which is even better value for money, and you get to pick all of your own colours.
Yeah. SRS is one that I think that we sell more of SRS than big boy kits and everything else because it is so customizable.
Yep.
And when I went into work today, the neighbour across the street had taken in a couple of parcels, and there was one that was really heavy, and I thought, God, what is this? And it was an Amazon box. I thought, well, what has Rebecca ordered? I'm going to open it and see. And it must have been a 7,500 bottle return.
I love it when an SRS comes in.
And this person had wrapped most of them in kitchen paper.
Nice.
Yeah. They're going to get crushed anyway, so it doesn't make a difference.
So yeah, go and check that out. Switch, rebrand, save on the website. It is fantastic. The bundles are discounted by around 20%. You get to choose all of your own colours, and you can get £2 per bottle for sending us back your old brand bottles. And you can send back as many as the bundle that you bought allows you to. So between 50 and 100.
Yeah, which is excellent. Sally Davis Jr. is back on. I don't know why I call her Sally Davis Jr. Now, one thing at nail order, if you have a nickname, it means you're loved. You know?
Oh yeah, and you guys probably don't know about all the nicknames that you all have.
Oh, you guys have nicknames, trust me. why can't you have plastic central boards for files? Sally goes on to ask other stuff, but we were talking about nails and the environment. Sally, I'm just going to tell you something. I don't know if it was your comment.
No, it wasn't. We were talking about something, and then we were like, "Hang on, why can't we do this?"
Yeah.
And then immediately we went on to anyway.
Yeah.
We are doing them.
The supplier of our high quality Japanese sandpaper nail files, we're doing away with the steel board and we're going to replace it with a plastic one.
So my argument was that I wouldn't use a steel board because I don't like the weight. It all just sits wrong for me because I'm not used to it.
It's very heavy for being very thin.
Correct. So I thought, well, why can't we just use the actual middle board of plastic like is in one already?
Yeah. Also, I'm just looking at the slider that we've got going on here. Hi guys, if you're watching on YouTube, it's carbon fibre. Imagine we did carbon fibre once.
But you know what's funny? Listen, it's going to hit the end.
It doesn't matter.
Listen.
They can't hear it. Yeah, but they can't hear it on the pod.
Anyway, yes, we are doing them. We are excited.
Marta also comments many times on all of them, and it's usually just nice things like, hi, congrats on the launch. So that was all.
Oh, that was all. Okay, good.
But Sally Davis Jones has been back on again.
Oh my God.
Nail Order is such an amazing company. Community. It's an amazing company as well. Amazing community. The event was fab. I remember speaking to Sally at the event. She was buying some stuff, and I was like, oh, let me tell you about her nickname. Anyway, apart from that, we were talking about the recap on the Sunday service thing, and the sponsor of that pod was Polish Pad. Sally was saying she's with Fresher, and sometimes it's better off just the double, even though other ones are cheaper. A lot of it's to do with the hassle of changing over to a new one. What's the best way to change over to something like Polish Pad? Not sponsored by this one, but they're friends.
I don't know. What is the best way?
You can download all your information, can't you? Like if you were changing over from a VAT or whatever.
All of these apps have the facility that you can just download everything and then re-upload it.
I don't know what's going on with the whole Fresher thing. Did they go back on?
Honestly, I don't know.
Oh, okay, so I can't comment.
I'd be lying if I said I knew. Right, I've got... this is from Loki Doki Love.
Loki Doki.
I would love an episode on what your process is for projecting trends, like what to release next year. Yeah.
I'm also reading that one as well. So we had a thing, we were talking about allergens in the UK. Mm-hmm. The most common allergens are milk, eggs, peanuts and tree nuts.
Yes, excellent. Thank you for that.
There you go. I was just, because I didn't know what it was. So I'm going to let you into a secret about how we predict trends. We don't. We just follow what everyone else does.
No. So for colours and stuff like that, we do our colours like a year in advance. Our colours are pretty much done for the full 2026. All done. So if they just happen to fall into the trend, they happen to fall into a trend. At this point in our journey, we're still very much filling gaps.
In the colour range.
In our colour range. Sometimes we'll set our own trend. I feel like we did that with hard gel, and I feel like we did that with full cover tips.
For sure.
And
even acrylic.
That's yet to be seen. Sometimes we're late. Sometimes we're really late to the party. Sometimes we're pig-headed and we're like, we don't want to do that. And then eventually we give in.
I was saying this to Rebecca the other day though. I think quite often what happens is suppliers that we have a good relationship with are probably the same suppliers that other gel brands have relationships with. Or they all are around about there or thereabouts. And what you find is the suppliers usually have something that could be like a new tool or a new something or whatever, and they just show you it. And you're like, sure, okay, we'll whack our branding on it. And then at the same time, other companies are doing the exact same thing. One
thing we were really late to the party with was our etch and prep tool.
I knew you were going to say that.
We came up with that idea, not having seen it. In fact, no, we had, there was one that had been around for like 2 decades.
Do you have a sample or something?
I had a sample, but there had been a version of that by like a legend status brand that had been around for like literally 2 decades. And about 18 months before those etch and prep tools became crazy viral on TikTok, maybe even 2 years before it, we had samples, and then we were like, no, we're not going to do that. Not going to do that. And then suddenly, boom, they went absolutely crazy. We were like, oh.
But there are things that...
Because we wanted to bring it out for etching the inside of full cover tips. Our initial thing was to do it for etching inside the full cover tips manually.
Yeah. But there are things that we thought, this could go viral. We didn't do it. and it didn't go viral. So, for instance, the shaky nipple thing. Sometimes you see other brands bring something out and you're like, oh, that's going to go viral. And it doesn't really. And you're so glad that you didn't put the R&D into it. You didn't bother with the samples, and in terms of you didn't try and further develop them or something like that. And then it just, phases out. And I kind of think that's what we're thinking about with the Prep and Etch tool.
Whilst we were talking about this, you reminded me of something. So our lamp supplier has sent me a message last week or the week before saying that they're currently developing like new types of lamps, and they want to know from our feedback what type of features that we would like to see in lamps. So if anybody has any features that they would like, obviously curing is number one, but outside of that, any features, things you like, things you don't like in lamps, leave a comment below, because that would be really helpful.
I think the IR sensor for sure is compulsory.
Some people don't like it.
I don't get it. Why would you waste the battery?
I don't know. Some people don't like it.
As soon as you take the hand out, I think it should reset back to the full time. Oh, no, sorry, shouldn't reset back to the full time.
See, it's...
And then you put it back up, then
So yeah, what is our process for predicting trends? We don't have them. If it works in, it works in. If not, it doesn't.
I think one thing that we're going to do going forward with a lot of things is we're going to take a step back, kind of like what we're talking about with you going to look at say a new salon, look at yourself from a customer point of view. We're going to start to redevelop things based on customer feedback and things that we can see have issues. It could be something, I'm thinking a lot of website stuff, and it is just as soon as there is a bit of pushback, I know myself, I was saying this to Rebecca, that if I go onto if I click through an advert, I want to instantly purchase that thing or read something about it. I don't want 15 pop-ups.
You want everything to be as easy as possible.
Yeah.
In fact, there was a project that we nearly did this year, and we were like, is that going to go viral? Is that not going to go viral? I always knew if it went viral, it would be for a very short amount of time, but it didn't, and I'm glad that we didn't do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Think what it was. All right. This was a good one, right? So Maisie Moo commented on one of the videos and said, oh my God, hearing about you being so effing busy with a business that you barely have time to move house. This is a sign to slow down for 2026. We can wait for new launches, etc. Go enjoy your lives, guys, and don't worry about making us happy. I'm just going to stop you there, Maisie. That's not how Rebecca and I work.
No.
If we're not completely busy, we get sick. We tear our
That's
hair out.
literally what's happened to me. This happens to me every single time. It's always this time of year. When we slow down, when we stop, I just get sick.
Yeah. We can't do that. That's not in our nature. I was editing the pod that we did with the knobs the other day there. And because, for instance, when Sophia was talking, the camera was cut to me also. The amount that I fidget is unreal. I can't sit still.
That's why you're clapping all the time.
But honey, as soon as Christmas was done and we've got all the family and stuff away from here, I've not stopped.
No, I know.
I've literally been outside for most of it.
Whereas I have just stopped.
I've not. I mean,
And I'm just like, I fell asleep during the day yesterday. Does that ever happen? I don't know.
It was excellent. I managed to pull her laundry out of the washing machine and put my own in, because otherwise she would have done more of her own laundry. Yes, we do our own laundry. That's because she has tons of it and I don't.
That's not true. We have equal amounts of laundry. Well, you should have equal amounts of laundry because...
I'll just wear the same stuff every day.
You're gross. Someone said I would love an episode on the day-to-day routines and logistics of a nail brand.
We can't give you that because every day is different.
Every day is different.
But some things are the same. For instance, editing these podcasts, I'm getting later and later with it. And the lack of Wi-Fi that we have at home currently, I'm looking out the window there and I can see the Starlink satellite dish, which I have to take back to work probably tomorrow.
It's
the next
portable Wi-Fi at this point.
It's literally portable Wi-Fi. The thing is, it's not even that fast. Like at work, we get like 300 megs down, which is great. But here in the countryside, it should be, but we have massive trees, 150 megs down. But that's not the problem. It's the upload speeds. Trying to upload a 1 hour YouTube video normally takes, like even with gig speed, takes a couple hours. So with this, it is slow as hell.
It's such a nice day outside.
It is.
I can just see that monkey puzzle tree.
Monkey puzzle tree. We have a monkey puzzle tree.
We do.
The guy who used to own this house before us, bit eccentric, right? And we're walking around the garden one day and we started to notice Christmas trees. and there would be a
Christmas tree shaped things, yes.
a Christmas tree here and a Christmas tree there. And then we started to notice like they were all different heights. And what we think has happened is he's bought he's bought real Christmas trees every year and then just went and planted them in the garden and they've lasted. And we think what's happened with the monkey puzzle tree.
I don't believe this for the monkey puzzle tree at all.
It's random.
It is a very Christmas tree shaped monkey puzzle tree.
It's a random place. It doesn't really make much sense.
It doesn't.
It's just, yeah.
So Chris thinks that he bought a monkey puzzle tree as a Christmas tree one year and then replanted it.
There you go.
Okay, so this was about when we were ranking products. How about Super Grip, my favorite? Where would you place it in the ratings? This was when we had our A. What was the tiers?
S tier, A tier, through to
What was S mean?
superior.
A tier. I would say. Oh,
The thing with Super Grip is it's annoying.
so divisive.
Yeah.
It's so divisive. Some people don't get on with it at all. Some people adore it. So, and what I think I've worked out is if you don't get on with it, it is for one of two reasons. Number one, you're using too much. You need to use it very, very sparingly. So take all the excess off the brush, first swipe down the middle of the nail, then side, and then side. Then let it dry. It should only, by the time you've done all of the fingers, the first finger should be dry. Next thing is if your clients have a more oily nail bed, I think they need the dehydrating aspect of a traditional primer. Or alternatively, this is very controversial, but I know I have recommended it to some people when using Super Grip and it's worked well. If you have a client with an oily nail bed, use acetone on their nail before the Super Grip, but only in this circumstance. Only.
Or just buy a regular primer.
Or just use a regular primer. So where would I put it?
The problem is in the name. If you called it really good grip, it would be fine. The fact you call it Super Grip, people think it's indestructible.
Let's put it B plus then. B plus.
Right,
okay. You got one?
I do. Loki Doki Love, again, you find the same people comment on all the videos, and we appreciate it. Just Googled koala brain. Why is it so smooth?
It's really something. If you did not Google a koala brain after that episode, go and do it right now and you're going to be really freaked the fudge out. I've got that one here. Do you want me to read it?
Not yet.
Okay.
Sally Davis Jr.,
Uh-huh.
like I said before, sometimes doesn't agree with us.
I've got that one here as well. She
Go for
disagrees.
It. Go for it, yeah.
Disagrees on the weekend working and working extra hours at Christmas because she doesn't want to feel done in. She's worked loads previously and ended up being ill and not able to enjoy the time off with her kids.
I agree and disagree with you at the same time. We don't have young kids anymore. I'm looking at Dakota down there, he's only 2. But even when my son was younger and would spend Christmas with us, he would come to work with me, you know? And I always explained to him that you've just got to do it this time of year so that I can get Christmas Day off. You know, I've got to put the work in beforehand. And did it make any difference to him? Not really. You know, I don't think he sees the same work ethic that we had. Do I think it is important to spend time with family? Yes, definitely. You know, it's such a hard one. I struggle with leaving money on the table, even though it's not about money. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I don't want to sound like a greedy miser like Scrooge. But the thing is, if you don't take that person's money, somebody else is going to. And if somebody else is taking it,
Chris
they're winning.
has this real thing where I think I used to be like this to a degree, but I'm just not like that anymore. I don't know why. He can't stand the thought of someone else having it.
Yeah, they're winning. They're winning. That other salon's winning. That other person's winning.
Wow.
You know, and again, I probably get it from my dad because my dad always said, because he used to work Christmas.
Dad did not come across like that at all.
I know, but he used to work Christmas Day and New Year's Day when no other ice cream van would.
But he'd take all that money.
He would take all the money and he would charge
but
more.
Not be funny. What else was he doing on those days?
He could have been playing with the kids. Nah.
Yeah, here's the thing. The kids don't want to be playing with their parents on Christmas Day. They want to be playing with their toys.
Yeah, that's very true.
Do you know what I mean? And their parents don't really want to be playing with the kids, do they?
Yeah, exactly.
They want a bit of peace.
Yeah.
So why not? Somebody said, could you link the omega-3 you said you take daily? You got a lot of things to link. Are you writing this down?
I know. Is it Marta?
It is, yes.
Marta, if you are listening, just go to
Hey Nutrition.
Hey Nutrition. I was gonna say
Hey
affordable
Nutrition. Can we not get some sort of like affiliate link? Because honestly, I feel like we should.
Yeah, see when we hire these new people to come in, can we get them to sort that out?
So this one was on our mental health and anxiety medication episode. So Glanfell said, I'm on slow release venlafaxine and the way it has numbed me is hard, but I'd rather feel like this than the way I did before. Even with the numbness, I feel more balanced. Yeah.
Yeah. The amount of times during the day I think to myself I should be on meds is unreal.
But we both can't be numb, so.
Somebody is tooted and it is absolutely stinking and I cannot
Zachary,
I cannot pay attention.
He looks so cute. Can I take a picture and then you can flash it up on the screen of what he's doing right now?
Absolutely.
Oh,
What you're doing is you're showing people behind the scenes a big yellow cable. Because we've literally just moved in, I don't have nice what do you call it? In fact, if you're on YouTube, stay around to the very end and I'm going to give you a behind the scenes of what's going on and where we get this table from, because this table is beautiful.
Okay.
Marta said, I didn't expect that level of raw openness you shared. This was about the mental health one again. It resonated deeply. Having lost a sister to suicide, I unfortunately empathise with your experience. Thank you for sharing the story. Marta, we did not plan to share any of the stories in that one. It just all came out. And I do feel better for doing it. And I'm so sorry you've had that that experience with your sister. It is hard. Rebecca and I surprisingly talk about suicide quite a lot. We're talking about it around the dinner table.
We were.
Breakfast table. At Christmas
on
time.
Christmas Day, yeah, great.
Yeah. And it's hard to talk about.
But it's funny when you do talk about it and you're candid about it. So like I know Christmas breakfast table, how weird. We were talking about it, and when you say something candid, it often allows somebody else to open up. So like my brother-in-law opened up about something. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Yeah.
Talk.
I struggle to talk about anything.
Yeah.
I mean, podcasts can talk all day.
But not about your personal feelings.
No, but the only time I can actually probably do it is on the pod. I thought it's weird. Anyway, do you want to get to this last question?
Okay, I'm going to give you the cliff notes of this question, guys, and I'm just going to be very vague about it. So they say, I love how open and honest you guys are. I think I keep saying that. I'd love to have an honest conversation about specific brands that you guys seem to see as equals. The cliff notes of this are that on the face of it, we seem to think we're quite equals, but then they say and do very different things from us. Yeah.
We should probably discuss the answer to this before we actually just read this.
Yeah.
But let me see if we can get the same opinion.
Okay. I'm going to start with saying that there was a lot of brands that came out around the same time as us through COVID.
Yeah.
And so we all came out around the same time. And as a result, we probably came out of the gates with quite similar views and quite similar goals, because we were all been in the industry for years in varying degrees, whether we were nail technicians ourselves, salon owners, etc., etc. We'd probably used similar brands. So we'd probably had similar experiences, and we could see that the things that were upsetting the industry and things like that. So of course we're all going to come out the gates with quite a similar way of thinking. We never intended to come out with a gel range.
No.
Ever. That was never our intention. We started with cuticle oils and then we went on to full cover tips. Honestly, Chris and I don't plan. People say, "Oh, what's your 5-year plan?" or blah blah blah. We don't have that. We just do things as they come to us and as our customers demand us. So our customers were demanding of us gel polish, and it became so obvious that we had no choice but to do it, because we were recommending that they use one base and then a different color, which, it's always best to use a coherent system. So we then came out with our gels, and we at the beginning were using terms like hypoallergenic because we could see that other brands were, and you guys know I'm always going to be really honest with you, we could see that other brands were doing it, and we felt like it's what the industry wanted at the time. But what we hadn't really contemplated was how that term sat with us and how it resonated through the industry.
Yeah.
So after a period of time, we suddenly realized that connotations of the word hypoallergenic are that it means that you can't have a reaction, or that the product is safe. It couldn't be further from the truth. And you can absolutely have a reaction to products that are, inverted commas, hypoallergenic or HEMA-free, et cetera, which is why we dropped that term. And I think just as time goes on, you realize that you get swept up in things, like anybody is guilty of doing so, especially at the beginning. It's easy to get swept up with things and then suddenly realize this just doesn't sit with us morally. It doesn't sit with us as an ideal of our business.
Also, I think our thoughts are different to other people because of the way we consume things here at Nail Order. And I think it's very different from a lot of other brands. We vocalize a lot of things in the office. You know, we discuss certain things.
We hold each other accountable a lot. We bounce. So what Chris is trying to say is we bounce things off each other, not just each other, but everybody else in the office.
There's a certain way to conduct yourself. And I think because we surround ourselves with younger people, they hold us accountable in ways that maybe older people probably wouldn't.
And we're willing to listen.
To adapt and to change things.
We have the benefit of insider bias as well.
We know things about these other brands that you probably
don't. No, we just know things about the working of things.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I mean.
That our consumer isn't going to know.
The back end.
So sometimes when people say things and you're like, I just know that's not true. Yeah. Like I factually know that is not true.
Yes. As in, we know what that product is made.
And that comment is not aimed at any specific brand at all. It's just a fact. Or when we look across things that all brands in the industry say, we're like, that is absolutely not true. Yeah. You will not find Nail Order saying something. I'm literally racking my brains right now. That isn't true. And all of these things, we've said this a million times before, are going to be things that hold us back. They are. They're going to hold us back. They're going to keep us smaller, but that's okay.
Because we could embellish the truth. We could hide certain factors that may concern you. You
could bend the rules or bend the wording of things, you know, to suit you and to suit your narrative. For example, the vast majority of our gels we could sell on to non-professionals.
Yeah,
our website doesn't need to be locked for those products. We could absolutely sell them on TikTok Shop. Do we? No. And it doesn't matter. There's this really common misconception in the industry as well. And I spoke to a nail technician about this recently, that if something isn't touching your nail plate directly, then it isn't a risk. For example, as long as you're using a HEMA-free or a hypoallergenic base, it doesn't matter what gel polish you're putting on top of that. If that's got HEMA, etc. in it, the base is going to protect you. Not true at all. All gels are going to have a certain level of uncured monomers left in them, which are going to cause exposure to that client. So what I'm trying to say is, like, you could say, oh, well, you know, gel polish is not going directly on someone. That's not going to cause any issue, or any of the other gels that aren't base gels.
Is we could make up excuses to be able to sell these things on TikTok, but it just doesn't sit well with us because we know the risks, the connotations of those risks, and what could potentially happen to people who are not misusing the product, don't understand how to use the product.
And here's the thing, people are like, it's just nails, who cares? Okay, in the grand scheme of things, it is just nails, but there can be knock-on effects because there are, like we've discussed before, there's a crossover between the medical, dental and nail world in terms of the ingredients that are used, whether it's medical devices, dental products, etc., etc. So you do need to be cautious of that. What are you thinking?
I was thinking of this, right? So I was in B&Q this morning, as I am in B&Q most days. It's a hardware store here in the UK, similar to Home Depot if you listen in America, right?
Right, for that one person listening in America, you have translated everything.
More than one person, right? And you can buy super glue. And if you use that super glue correctly, everything's fine. But the amount of times I've super glued my fingers together is wild. Mm-hmm. I was up a ladder the other day there to fit a blink camera on the house, up a tree, right? To fit a blink camera. It tells you how to fit the blink camera. It doesn't mention anything about going up a tree. If you fell off that ladder, it's your responsibility. However, when it comes to something like nails, and you apply that to somebody's nail plate or whatever, and they have a risk, instantly it comes back around to you. It's just a different way.
That's what I was going to say. It's like, okay, I've had an allergic reaction to this nail product. Okay, how have you used it? Have you used it properly? Have you used it on overfilled nails? Have you used the correct lamp? Have you used the correct thickness, etc., etc.? They don't care. They don't care that they've not followed all those steps. They just care that they got it from you and they had a reaction. Exactly. But yeah, we would make millions and millions and millions of pounds if we sold on TikTok Shop, but we don't. So what it all comes back around to, the question, because there was a TikTok Shop element of the question, was that we just realized that morally these like ideals that we were swept up with, particularly like the term hypoallergenic and stuff like that in the beginning, just don't sit with us. And I like to think that we're really, really open-minded and we are forever changing our mind. And I like that. That could look flaky, but not, I feel like not in the way that we change our mind, because the way that we change our mind shows evolution.
Yeah, 100%.
And evolution is growth.
I think for us as well, because we are quite a tight-knit office, when you're sitting in the office, you can hear a lot of the conversations that are going on, and you can listen to customer service, and they'll say, a customer's just emailed to say that the customer's had a reaction to another gel company. They want to use ours because it's hypoallergenic.
You're like, no.
What's that got to do with the price of cheese?
Educate
it doesn't
them.
make a difference.
Educate them.
And the thing is, they've been to another nail brand and they'll be like, yeah, you can use that. It's no problem because it's hypoallergenic. Yeah. And you think to yourself, what?
I feel like I'm waiting. I know it's never going to happen because I feel like people do really struggle to admit when they were wrong. I know personally, of course I do. Like everybody does. It's one of those things, isn't it? But I feel like I'm waiting for everybody else to drop using the term hypoallergenic because it just doesn't have a place in the industry.
I know, but you'll find some people just won't.
I know.
Do it, you know? And the thing is, because we did it, we think it's right. But they might be looking at us and thinking, idiots.
Yeah.
That's a great market employ, you know? Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you know, you've got to realise that there's a lot of other brands that are trying to do, you know,
you can tell that
they're trying to do the right things in terms of like educating, in terms of being focused on ingredients and things like that. It's like it's with the right intention.
I think at the core the intention is right, but at the end of the day we're here to make money, and I think that's where some people just cross
sometimes yes, and what I cannot stand, and this is definitely to do with neurodivergence, I can't stand hypocrisy. And I can't stand two-facedness. I can't stand it when I know that someone is lying or trying to pull the wool over somebody else's eyes to benefit themselves. I cannot stand it. It makes me really, really, really angry. And it does happen. It does happen a lot in the beauty industry.
Because people, you got to pay to eat.
You got to pay to eat. And at the end of the day, businesses are, we're all here to make money. We're not here for the fun of it. I mean, well, it is fun.
It's a lot of fun. It
is fun. Like, I feel like I am mostly here for the fun of it. But if it was all like, if we weren't having fun and the business wasn't growing, obviously, do you know what I mean? They kind of go hand in hand.
They do.
So, yeah. I think you just...
Hopefully you guys get it from us that deep down, we know we're never going to be the biggest nail brand because we're not trying to force certain things just through and under the radar. Does that make sense?
We care too much.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I hate it. I know. We care way too much.
We do this pod every single week for free for you guys so that we can be accountable for all the good things and bad things that go on in the world. You can just see we're here.
And that is the thing at Nail Order. We do challenge. We ask everybody to challenge us, whether it's our staff. We don't want yes men. We don't want yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full. We want people that are going to say, oh, are you sure? Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't do that. You know, we want people to say that to us.
Yeah. And then we'll tell them they're wrong. No, we won't. No, we want challenge because at the end of the day, you guys might have thought of something that we haven't, you know? And again, it's come back to that user input. Always put yourself in a different position. It's
funny because Chris will get annoyed. I'll write something, say we're going to do a statement about something or whatever it is, right? I'll write something out. And the first person I'll send it to will be Laura, right? Chris gets annoyed. He's like, well, why didn't you send it to me? Because the problem is that Chris and I are far more likely to think much more similarly. So if I run it past Laura first and she's like, absolutely not, you can't say that, then I'm not going to say it to Chris. But if she's like, yeah, that's okay, then I'll read it to you.
And I think to myself, what's the point? Nobody cares. Do you guys really care? Realistically, do you guys care about Hema and all that sort of stuff? And
Helen?
Hema.
Oh,
really
do you know
care?
what I think? I've just noticed recently. I think that you guys are not caring anymore.
Yeah, you know what it is. We've
I
seen a
am seeing
trend, a
I
change.
am seeing a swing. There is a change in the air, and I think that people are not caring about ingredients or provenance anymore. When I say provenance, I mean where the gel products are from.
Yeah,
I don't think you care anymore. I think you just want it to be the best possible user experience, which we all want. But unfortunately, often the best possible user experience does not come risk-free or with a lower risk profile. Unfortunately, often the best user experience comes with the highest risk profile.
If you want a really good night out and you're drinking shots, you're going to wake up with a hangover. And that's just the thing, you know? It's poison and everything.
You want to win the big bucks if you're gambling.
Yeah,
you got to risk more money, but then you might lose more money.
Exactly.
And that's, you just got to think what sits best with you. It's not saying it's right. It's not saying it's wrong. It's just saying, how do you feel? Like I've seen people recently, been a lot of chat about top coats and things in the industry. And I was looking at one particular one. It's quite a little known one. Like if I said it to you and you're like, what is that?
Yeah.
It's not EU or UK or USA made or anything like that. And its ingredient profile it's like +4, not -4. But works flipping amazingly. And this is the thing you often find, like things work really, really well because they've got these ingredients in that we've used for years and years and they work really, really well. But there is a higher risk to it. So you've got to ask yourself, what do you want? You cannot have it all. You can't have your cake and eat it. You cannot have something that is perfect, a perfect user experience. I don't think you can anyway. A complete perfect user experience, but free from risk. Or free from as much risk as possible. It just doesn't exist. So, you know what? That's my trend prediction for 2026. A swing back to products that are not UK or EU made. A swing back to products that have HEMA, IBOA, et cetera, in them. Multiple common allergens in them. And yeah, that's my prediction.
Do you know what my prediction is?
Go.
Lunch. I'm starving. Honey. I think this has been a great pod. I'm glad we did this one as our first one. There is lots to come and lots to change about the podcast studio.
Oh, yeah.
Stick around after the video. I'm going to show you behind the scenes of what's going on here.
Do you have to?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I think if you do want to leave a comment on any of our videos, we appreciate it.
Yes, very much. Please do.
Yes. Honey, what we're doing for the rest of the day? In fact, I'll show you after the video what I'm doing for the rest of the day.
You taking a picture of your lunch?
No. Yes, I am. No, I'm doing a TV unit. TV unit is behind you guys. This is our office / it's going to be the TV.
How are you doing the TV unit when you don't have the panels yet?
What? Oh, I'm going to do the plinth along the bottom.
Oh, gosh. I'm going to...
For a DIY.
I'm not going to do that.
Do wood things.
I'm going to go on my computer.
Go on your computer and hide behind TikTok. Excellent.
Rude.
Okay, honey. It is time for lunch. It's almost 1 p.m. I'm going to have square sausage on a sandwich. It's going to be excellent. You're going to have crumpet?
No, I don't have any crumpets. Waffles.
Waffles. Okay.
Chris bought this massive 5 kilogram bag of waffle mix. Now, let's just bear in mind that like 250 grams of this makes like 8 to 12 waffles. So I'm going to be using it for a really long time.
You're going to turn into a waffle.
I'm going to take it on the staff weekend away.
Staff weekend away. Excellent. We'll be doing a mobile podcast with all the staff.
A mobile.
Talking about Zoya. Podcast this weekend with Zoya Mac.
Yes, should be.
Maybe.
We need to think about what we're going to ask her.
Yeah, I don't say anything else. And that wraps up the first pod of the year. Wrap. Do you want to get us the heck out of here?
As always, guys, if you enjoyed that, be sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, give us a comment below, let us know what you'd like to see in Lamps, and enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, guys. So if you've stuck around, there's this slider. I went to Starbucks this morning. We've got our big light there. Big light. Lantern. Like light. I'll get the closer. Behind you. Behind me, behind us, behind you, is the new TV unit, but it's too low down, so I'm going to make it a little bit higher. That's what we're up to today. That's the production. This is all the boxes, all brand new, all Black Friday sale stuff, tons of IKEA stuff. And that is us.